all stress comes from unmet expectations and also trying to control things and people outside of our circle of control. There's certain things in our life that we do have control over. But at the same time, there's things outside of us that we have zero control over. And once you can be able to understand what you have control over and what you don't have control over, you can be able to relax. Welcome back to the Fully Connected Podcast. I am your host, Chris Jones, and I'm a licensed therapist. Today, we're going to talk about control and why you have issues with control. Right? There's so many people nowadays who struggle with control. And really, at the end of the day, it's because they live their life based on fear. Right? I have a lot of clients in my clinical practice who struggle with being able to let go of control. And even myself, I used to struggle with not being able to let go of control. And it's an everyday practice how we can be able to let go of what it is that we think we need to do so then we can really be able to tap into what we really need to be. All right. And then what we need to be is at peace. When you're trying to control things, you're not at peace. You're in stress mode, survival mode, any kind of mode. That's not peace mode. All right. So we want to be able to figure out how we can be in that peace mode so we can be able to be in the present so we can feel better about ourselves. OK, one of the main reasons to why people love to be able to control things is because they don't feel safe. And usually, something traumatic might have happened in their past, in their childhood, and they associate that with, I need to control things because last time I let go, bad things happened. And so people who have issues with control, once again, usually have issues with safety. It could be physical safety, emotional safety, financial safety. Some kind of safety is an issue, right? They feel unsafe. So trying to be able to control their external environment is going to help them feel good internally. But really, at the end of the day, it really doesn't. OK, so they try to control things because they're unsafe. This is what you might be doing. OK, the next part after that is they don't trust the process. They don't trust life. They don't trust other people around them. There is a big mistrust around somebody who wants to control things outside of their circle of control. Okay, that's the second part. And so why this is because, once again, they don't feel safe. Once you don't feel safe, now you can't trust yourself. You can't trust others. You can't trust life. And so then now you're in this loop that's going to eventually get you to the I control. You want to be able to have the full control because you don't feel safe and you don't trust others or even possibly yourself or just life in general. So for us to be able to get into the peace mode, if you will, right, we have to let go of control. But telling somebody who's been in control for decades, their entire life, it's really hard just to be able to tell them, hey, you just need to let go, because they associate letting go with something negative. Usually people who have issues with control also have issues with being able to relax. They're always uptight. They're always on edge. They're always tense because they're not able to let go. And once again, they're not able to let go because the last time they let go, something bad might have happened, right? So it's like, I need to control things. I need to be right. You see, because I need to be right is similar to I need to control things, because if I don't, panic. If I don't, crisis is going to happen. But really, it's all an illusion. OK, because control is all an illusion. OK, and once you know that, you can be able to tap into that peace mode. So once again, all stress comes from unmet expectations and also trying to control things and people outside of our circle of control. There's certain things in our life that we do have control over. But at the same time, there's things outside of us that we have zero control over. And once you can be able to understand what you have control over and what you don't have control over, you can be able to relax. If you ever, speak to somebody who has issues with control, they're trying to control a lot of things that they can't even control. It's like literally they're driving themselves mad and they're trying to control things that they have no control over. And it's all based out of fear, whether it be a parent trying to control their kid so they, can become the best student or kid they can be, or whether it be a partner trying to control another person because they're in fear that this person is going to leave them, so they become controlling because once again they have this fear that they're not safe. They may not feel safe in the relationship. They may not feel secure. And so we have to look at this really closely to see, like, people with control issues, they have issues with themselves, for lack of better words. But really, when you have issues with control, you also have high insecurities. Your inner security is not keeping you secure. Your inner security is not keeping you secure. So then now you have to go outside to the external world to try to control things. But guess what? It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. So you have to really figure out how you can be able to just relax and control the things that you do have control over. One of the activities I do with my clients in my clinical practices, we get a piece of paper out and we draw one big circle, and then we draw a small circle inside that big circle. And in the small circle, you just simply write down all the things that you actually have control over. And on the outside, the bigger circle, you write down all the things you don't have control over, like the weather, and all the other stuff, right? But if you can be able to focus on the things you can control in your life, you can be able to have a better life and be able to have more peace. But once again, this requires for us to be able to let go what we think needs to be right and just be able to tap in to what is right now. People with control do not like living for right now, because right now can be scary. This is why their mind's thinking about the future, or is even thinking about the past. They want to be able to, most of the time it's always thinking about the future, because people who have issues with control also have issues with anxiety. There's a whole, cluster of different things that can pop up when you have issues with control. Right? It can also be anger. It can be anxiety. It can be trauma. It can be insecurity. It can be a whole lot of different things. And so you have to really figure out which one is it for you. Your inability to let go of control could be because of your anxiety, your trauma, anger, your relationship that makes you feel insecure. It could be a number of different things. But you have to remember that really it boils down to you don't feel safe. And once you can be able to feel safe, you can be able to let go of the control and be vulnerable and be able to tap into the present moment. All right. So that's going to be it for this video. If you want more information, make sure you go to fullyconnectedcounseling.com, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.